Have you ever considered that the secret to clearer, healthier eyes might not be found in your medicine cabinet, packed with sterile plastic bottles and perplexing chemical names, but rather in the warm, fragrant, and living heart of your kitchen cupboard? What if the key to reversing that frustrating morning blurriness, that dry, gritty, and utterly demoralizing feeling that so often greets you upon waking, was as simple, as ancient, and as profoundly comforting as a specific warm drink sipped in the quiet moments before bed? It sounds almost too simple to be true, a piece of folk wisdom perhaps, yet it addresses a profound and unsettling question that a vast and growing number of us face as we navigate the complexities of aging in a modern world. Have you ever gone to sleep with the fervent hope for genuine rest and rejuvenation, only to awaken feeling as though your eyes have somehow aged a decade overnight? This is not a sensation of simple fatigue or the superficial puffiness that a cool cloth can remedy. It is an active and distressing degradation of your vision. The world appears through a haze. The print on your phone or in the morning paper seems to shimmer and resist focus, and a persistent burning or scratchiness serves as a constant, unwelcome reminder that something is fundamentally wrong. If this experience feels intimately and uncomfortably familiar, you are not alone. You are tapping into a silent, widespread struggle shared by countless others who feel their most precious sense slowly slipping away. This is not merely a consequence of fatigue, nor is it a figment of your imagination. It is a tangible, physiological sign that your body's innate, wonderfully complex, and absolutely essential overnight repair cycle is failing to adequately serve your eyes. The very systems designed to heal and restore are being overwhelmed, and what you choose to drink in that quiet, transitional hour before sleep could either be unknowingly fueling this precipitous decline, or at long last providing the very ingredients your eyes have been crying out for, a targeted intervention that works in harmony with your body's natural rhythms to turn the tide against this nightly deterioration. The journey to understanding this phenomenon begins with acknowledging the sheer vulnerability of our eyes. They are not isolated orbs, but intricate extensions of our brain, composed of some of the most metabolically active and delicate tissues in the entire human body. Throughout the day, they are subjected to a relentless barrage of stressors that were simply non-existent for most of human history. The high-energy visible, HEV, blue light emanating from our computer screens, tablets, and smartphones bombards our retinas, generating oxidative stress that is akin to a slow, cellular rusting process. The sun's ultraviolet rays, even on cloudy days, contribute to this damage. Environmental pollutants, from car exhaust to indoor dust, create a film of irritation on the surface of the eye. Internally, fluctuations in blood sugar, a hallmark of the modern diet, can cause microscopic damage to the fragile blood vessels that supply the retina with life-giving oxygen and nutrients. When we finally lay our heads down to sleep, we expect a period of profound recovery. In an ideal state, this is precisely what happens. The production of tears, rich in lubricating oils and antimicrobial enzymes, is optimized. The cellular debris accumulated during the day is cleared away by specialized cells. The photoreceptors in the retina, which have worked tirelessly to convert light into electrochemical signals, undergo a deep process of regeneration. However, for many of us, this finely tuned repair process is being systematically sabotaged. The cumulative stress of the day has pushed our bodies into a state of low-grade, chronic inflammation and heightened nervous system activity. Instead of entering a deep, restorative parasympathetic state, our bodies remain on high alert, and our eyes bear the brunt of this unresolved tension. The choice of your evening beverage, therefore, is not a trivial one. It is a final, powerful instruction to your body before the long night of repair begins. It can either be a source of further stress, like sugary sodas or dehydrating alcohol, or it can be a targeted delivery of specific powerful compounds that quell the internal fires, relax the overwrought muscles, and provide the raw materials for genuine, sight-saving restoration. Totsen, the golden elixir for inflamed eyes. One of the most insidious and destructive enemies of aging eyes is a process that unfolds so quietly and pervasively that you are unlikely to notice it until the cumulative damage manifests as undeniable symptoms: chronic, low-grade inflammation. This is not the acute, hot and swollen inflammation you experience after an injury, but a silent, systemic fire that smolders within your tissues day after day, year after year. A multitude of factors from our modern lifestyle relentlessly stoke these internal embers. The harsh, unfiltered glare of sunlight during a midday walk, the relentless stream of blue light from our digital devices that continues long after sunset, the sharp spikes and subsequent crashes in blood sugar from a diet high in refined carbohydrates and sugars, and even the physiological stress response from a poor night's sleep, all contribute to this state of perpetual low-grade internal conflict. This inflammatory state is particularly devastating to the exquisitely delicate and complex ecosystem of the eye. It directly assaults the tear film, the tri-layered shield that protects the ocular surface, by disrupting the function of the meibomian glands that produce its essential oily layer. This leads to rapid tear evaporation and that all too familiar dry, gritty sandpaper sensation. Simultaneously, this inflammation causes the endothelial walls of the microscopic blood vessels feeding your retina and optic nerve to become stiff and constricted, effectively choking off the vital flow of oxygen and sight-preserving nutrients. Consequently, when your eyes are supposed to be in their deepest and most productive repair mode during the cycles of deep sleep, they are instead engaged in a desperate, losing battle against this unceasing inflammatory onslaught, attempting to heal in an environment that is fundamentally hostile to restoration. This is precisely where a warm, profoundly comforting, and brilliantly golden-hued drink comes to the rescue, acting as a potent nightly armistice in this internal war. Turmeric milk, often referred to as golden milk in Ayurvedic tradition. The extraordinary power of this ancient beverage lies not merely in the pleasant, earthy spice itself, but in its primary active compound, a polyphenol known as curcumin. You can think of curcumin as a highly intelligent, natural firefighter for your body, but one with a unique specialization in reaching and pacifying the most delicate and hard-to-reach areas, including the intricate vascular and cellular network inside your eyes. When consumed before sleep, curcumin gets to work while your body is in its natural repair state. It helps to systematically soothe this internal inflammation by down-regulating the key signaling pathways that trigger the inflammatory cascade. This allows those tiny beleaguered blood vessels to finally relax and dilate, re-establishing the crucial, unimpeded delivery of moisture, antioxidants, and nutrients to your retina, cornea, and lens. This is not just a theoretical benefit. One of my long-standing patients, a vibrant 71-year-old named Jeanette, whose greatest joy was her morning ritual of reading the newspaper with a cup of black coffee, had begun to dread this simple pleasure. "It feels like I'm trying to open eyelids made of sandpaper," she confessed to me, her voice filled with frustration. The words just swim in a blurry, painful haze. After a thorough consultation, I suggested she try a simple intervention: a warm cup of turmeric milk about an hour before her bedtime. The change after just 3 weeks was nothing short of remarkable. "The blurriness is still there some days. It's not a magic wand," she admitted with her characteristic honesty. "But the burning, that awful constant burning, is gone. It's a relief I can't even begin to describe." To make this drink truly effective and bioavailable, you cannot simply stir the spice into hot water. The key is to help your body absorb the fat-soluble curcumin. This is best accomplished by pairing it with a small amount of a healthy fat, such as a teaspoon of virgin coconut oil or a generous splash of full-fat organic milk or a creamy nut milk and a pinch of black pepper. The piperine in the pepper dramatically enhances curcumin absorption. The result is not a spicy, pungent soup, but a mild, earthy, and deeply comforting beverage that sends a clear and powerful signal to your entire body: the battle of the day is over, the inflammatory alarms can be silenced, and the precious time for healing has truly begun. Wow, a gentle respite for overworked eyes. While chronic inflammation represents a relentless chemical assault on the delicate structures of your eyes, there is another, equally damaging physical assault that most of us endure every single day without a second thought: profound and unremitting muscular strain. Tucked away behind each of your eyeballs is a group of 6 tiny, yet incredibly powerful, extraocular muscles. These are some of the most active and tireless muscles in the entire human body, contracting and relaxing in a beautifully coordinated dance thousands upon thousands of times a day as you perform even the most mundane of visual tasks. They move your eyes to track a bird in the sky, to follow the lines of text in a book, to scroll through the endless feed on your phone, to watch a movie on television, or to make the constant micro-adjustments required for driving a car safely. By the time you are finally ready for bed, these muscles are in a state of deep and utter fatigue. For many people, especially as we get older and our natural recovery processes begin to slow down, these muscles never truly receive the neurological signal to let go and enter a state of complete rest. Held hostage by the pervasive stress of modern life and a sympathetic nervous system that remains stuck in a state of high alert, they can remain subtly yet significantly tense even as you sleep. This chronic tension prevents the eye from achieving the deep physical relaxation necessary for optimal repair, contributing to that feeling of waking up with eyes that feel strained, achy, and unable to focus properly. This is where the ancient, gentle yet profound power of chamomile tea can make a world of difference. Most people are familiar with chamomile as a mild and effective sleep aid, a comforting brew to help one unwind at the end of a long day. However, its benefits for your vision and overall ocular health go much deeper than simple relaxation and sedation. This small, unassuming daisy-like flower contains a remarkable bioflavonoid compound called apigenin. Apigenin possesses a unique molecular structure that allows it to act as a natural messenger, one that can cross the blood-brain barrier and bind to specific GABA receptors in your brain. These are the same receptors targeted by some anti-anxiety medications, but apigenin interacts with them in a much gentler, more nuanced way. It doesn't act like a blunt instrument or a sleeping pill that forcibly knocks you unconscious. Rather, it facilitates a gradual, soft, and natural transition from a state of mental and physical tension to one of deep, pervasive ease. As your central nervous system begins to unwind under this gentle influence, a cascade of relaxation flows throughout your body, and crucially, those tiny, overworked ocular muscles finally receive the long-awaited neurological permission to release their grip and truly relax. This is the true gift of chamomile to your eyes. When this muscular tension finally releases, your eyelids are able to close more completely and gently, combating the common issue of nocturnal lagophthalmos, incomplete eyelid closure during sleep, and allowing your natural tears to spread evenly, forming a perfectly smooth and moisturizing film over the entire surface of the cornea. The constant subtle pulling and strain on the optic nerve and the retina ceases, giving these vital structures a genuine chance to decompress and recover from the day's labors. To unlock the full therapeutic potential of this flower, it is essential to steep pure, high-quality, unadulterated chamomile tea, preferably whole flowers rather than the dust found in many commercial tea bags, for at least 8 to 10 minutes in hot but not boiling water. This extended steeping time is crucial for allowing the less water-soluble and more potent compounds like apigenin to fully infuse the water. Sipping this fragrant apple-scented tea 30 to 60 minutes before bed does not just help you fall asleep more easily. It helps your most precious sensory organs find a state of deep, restorative, and muscular peace that is essential for waking up with clear, comfortable, and focused vision. Restoring the flow of life to your retina. There is a fundamental aspect of eye health that is rarely discussed outside of ophthalmology offices, but is absolutely critical to long-term visual acuity, particularly for individuals navigating the changes that come after the age of 60. Circulation. Your eyes, and most critically your retinas, are not static structures, but are living, breathing tissues sustained by a dense, impossibly intricate web of tiny blood vessels. This microcirculatory system acts as a veritable river of life, a dynamic and essential network responsible for carrying a constant supply of oxygen, vital nutrients like vitamin A and lutein, and healing antioxidant compounds directly to the photoreceptor cells of the retina. It is this same system that is responsible for carrying away the metabolic waste products that are a natural byproduct of the retina's incredibly high energy demands. With age, however, and often exacerbated by factors like high blood pressure, elevated cholesterol, or systemic inflammation, these vital vascular pathways can begin to lose their youthful elasticity, narrowing and stiffening in a process similar to atherosclerosis in larger arteries. The flow of blood through this network can become sluggish and impeded. Without this robust, life-giving circulation, the cells of the eye simply cannot access the resources they need to repair themselves effectively, even during a full 8 hours of sleep. This circulatory deficit is a primary reason why some people wake up with vision that feels hazy, dim, or less sharp and vibrant than it was the night before. Their eyes are, in a very real sense, being starved of the very elements they need to regenerate. To actively combat this age-related decline in ocular circulation, we can turn to an ancient, precious, and scientifically validated spice, saffron. Used for centuries in Persian, Indian, and Mediterranean traditional medicine, not just for its vibrant color and flavor, but for its purported ability to lift the spirits and sharpen the senses, saffron is now being rigorously validated by modern science for its extraordinary and targeted ability to improve microcirculation, particularly within the delicate structures of the eye. Saffron derives its potent medicinal properties from two powerful carotenoid compounds, crocin and safranal, which work in a remarkable synergy to support and protect the health of your retina. Crocin, the compound responsible for saffron's brilliant golden red color, has been shown in numerous studies to act as a potent vasodilator, helping to relax and dilate the tiny capillaries and arterioles within the eye. This effectively widens the riverbanks of that vital circulatory system, allowing a greater volume of oxygen and nutrient-rich blood to flow through to the retinal tissue. Safranal, on the other hand, is responsible for saffron's characteristic aroma and works primarily to protect the delicate structure of the photoreceptors, the rods and cones that are the very cells responsible for converting light into the electrical signals that our brain interprets as images. It acts as a powerful antioxidant and has neuroprotective effects, shielding these irreplaceable cells from the damage caused by oxidative stress and insufficient blood flow. The cumulative effect is profound. One landmark study found that older adults with early-stage age-related macular degeneration who consumed small daily doses of saffron showed measurable improvements in their retinal function and visual sharpness in as little as 2 weeks. This is not a substance that you need to consume in large, overwhelming quantities. The best and most traditional way to enjoy its benefits is to steep just a few high-quality threads of genuine saffron, 3 to 5 is typically sufficient, in a cup of hot water for 10 to 15 minutes, creating a beautifully hued, soft, floral, and earthy tea. For my patient Frank, a 72-year-old retired engineer who had reluctantly given up driving at night because he felt like he was just guessing where the lines on the road are, this simple addition to his evening routine was genuinely life-changing. A few weeks after he started drinking saffron tea, he came into my office with a renewed confidence. "I'm not afraid of the dark anymore," he said, a simple statement that spoke volumes. That is the incredible power of restoring flow. It gives your eyes the fundamental, non-negotiable resources they need to actively restore themselves overnight, turning the tide from nightly decline to nightly renewal, such as nourishment for nighttime repair. While some of the previously mentioned evening beverages are designed to act like targeted therapeutic agents, quelling inflammation, relaxing tense muscles, or enhancing circulation, there is one that acts as a source of pure, foundational nourishment, providing the essential building blocks for the eye's comprehensive overnight repair cycle. Most people view almond milk as a simple, pleasant, and convenient dairy alternative, a base for their morning cereal or a splash in their coffee. However, when a small, warm, unsweetened cup of it is consumed before bed, it transforms into a potent elixir, delivering a synergistic combination of three things your aging eyes desperately need to conduct their nightly repairs: the powerful antioxidant vitamin E, essential healthy fats, and the sleep-regulating amino acid tryptophan. This beverage isn't fighting a specific enemy. It's fortifying the entire fortress of your ocular health from the inside out, ensuring the construction crew has all the materials it needs for its nocturnal work. It provides the very substance of cellular integrity, creating an internal environment that is conducive to deep and lasting healing, ensuring that the nightly repair cycle isn't just a period of rest, but one of active and meaningful reconstruction. First, and perhaps most importantly, let us consider the profound role of vitamin E. As we age, our eyes are under constant, unyielding attack from a process known as oxidative stress. You can vividly and accurately think of this as a slow, insidious cellular rusting of the most delicate components of your eye, particularly the proteins within the lens and the lipid-rich membranes of the retina. This rusting is caused by unstable molecules called free radicals, which are generated by normal metabolism as well as by external factors like UV light and pollution. Vitamin E is an exceptionally powerful, fat-soluble antioxidant. The fat-soluble part is absolutely key. It means that unlike water-soluble vitamins that pass through your system relatively quickly, vitamin E has the ability to actually integrate itself directly into the fatty layers of your cellular membranes. It takes up residence within the walls of your eye tissues, forming a frontline protective shield against the corrosive damage of this relentless rusting process. This molecular level protection is most valuable at night, when your eyes are attempting to perform the bulk of their repair and regeneration work in a safe, stable environment. Next, we must consider the healthy fats that are naturally and abundantly present in almonds. These monounsaturated fats are not just a source of clean energy, they are absolutely essential for the proper absorption and utilization of critical eye health vitamins. Key vitamins, including vitamin A, essential for rhodopsin production, vitamin D and vitamin K, in addition to vitamin E, are all fat-soluble. This means they require the presence of dietary fat to be effectively absorbed from your gut and transported to the tissues where they are needed. Without these healthy fats acting as a vehicle, you could be consuming nutrient-rich foods or supplements, but the vital components might never actually reach their intended destination within the eye. Finally, there is the crucial contribution of tryptophan. Most famous for its presence in Turkey and its mythical ability to induce post-Thanksgiving naps, tryptophan is an essential amino acid that serves as a biochemical precursor to melatonin, the master hormone that governs your sleep-wake cycle. But emerging research shows that melatonin does much more than simply make you feel sleepy. It also acts as a potent antioxidant within the eye itself, helps to regulate intraocular pressure, a key factor in glaucoma, and protects the retina from light-induced damage and degeneration. In essence, a warm cup of unsweetened almond milk doesn't just help you fall asleep more easily. It provides the antioxidant shield, vitamin E, the delivery vehicle, healthy fats, and the hormonal signal, melatonin via tryptophan, to create the perfect biochemical environment for your eyes to truly and deeply heal themselves while you rest. The art of the evening ritual. Now that you have come to understand the unique, specific, and powerful benefits that each of these 4 distinct beverages can offer your ocular health, it is absolutely crucial to approach their use not as a rigid, unthinking prescription to be followed night after night, but as a gentle, intuitive, and responsive ritual. You absolutely do not need to, nor should you, attempt to drink all 4 of these healing elixirs in a single evening. The true key to unlocking their profound potential lies in the art of listening to your body, of paying close attention to the subtle signals your eyes are sending you, and choosing just one, the most appropriate one, based on what they seem to be telling you on any given day. This practice of interoception, the sensing of your body's internal state, is a skill that can be cultivated, and your eyes provide some of the clearest feedback. By transforming this into a mindful practice rather than a chore, you elevate it from a simple health tip to a meaningful act of self-care and partnership with your own body's wisdom, allowing for a more dynamic and effective approach to supporting your vision. The goal is not to force a solution upon your body, but to provide the precise support it is asking for at that specific moment in time. To cultivate this intuitive approach, begin by taking a moment at the end of your day to check in with your eyes. If you are experiencing that distinct and irritating feeling of burning, grittiness, scratchiness, or a sensation that feels like a foreign object is in your eye, your primary issue for that day is likely inflammation. The ocular surface is irritated and the tear film is compromised. On these evenings, a warm, soothing cup of golden turmeric milk is your most direct and effective choice to quell that internal fire. If, however, your day was filled with long hours of screen time, intense focus on detailed work or driving, and your eyes feel physically strained, tired, achy, or you find yourself having trouble quieting your racing mind, this points to muscular fatigue and a heightened nervous system. For these nights, your best ally is the gentle, muscle-relaxing power of chamomile tea. If you have been noticing a more gradual decline in your visual quality, particularly in dim light, perhaps more blurriness, an increase in floaters, or more pronounced halos and starbursts around lights at night, that is a classic sign of compromised microcirculation. This makes a warm infusion of saffron tea the ideal support to help restore that vital flow of blood and nutrients to your retina. And finally, on nights when you simply feel you are not sleeping deeply, when you toss and turn and wake up with foggy focus, a general sense of fatigue, and dry, unrested eyes, a small, warm cup of unsweetened almond milk can provide the deep, foundational nourishment your system needs to support a more restorative and biochemically complete sleep cycle. The practical details of timing, temperature, and quantity are also integral parts of this gentle art. The ideal time to enjoy your chosen drink is approximately 60 to 90 minutes before you plan to turn out the lights and go to sleep. This window gives your body ample time to digest and begin absorbing the active compounds and nutrients without creating a full bladder that is likely to wake you in the middle of the night, thus disrupting the very sleep cycle you are trying to enhance. The temperature should be comfortably warm, not scalding hot. The warmth itself is inherently relaxing to the digestive and nervous systems, further signaling to your body that it is time to wind down. A scalding hot drink, conversely, can be a minor shock to the system. And crucially, keep the quantity small. A half cup or approximately 6 ounces is more than sufficient. This is not about filling your stomach or hydrating in the conventional sense. It is about delivering a concentrated, almost medicinal dose of targeted support to your system. By consciously turning this simple act into a quiet, purposeful moment at the very end of your day, perhaps enjoyed in a favorite chair away from screens with gentle lighting, you are sending a powerful and unambiguous message to your body, your mind, and your precious eyes. The day's work is done, the relentless demands have ceased. Now it is the sacred time to restore, to repair, and to prepare for a clearer, brighter, and more comfortable tomorrow.